football. If you didn't stay up, you missed a fun one. Bills and Niners. How about the fans? They love it, right? How about Mac Hollins showing up barefoot?
Max maintenance.
You got to do it.
One of the best personalities in the NFL.
And the fans, they love it on that play, which is devastating for so many reasons. Such a great player and this team having such a difficult season. Meanwhile, well, let's go to the action in the second quarter. It's James Cook, and Dan, they're not going to get him.
The story of the game was Buffalo running the football, 6 offensive linemen. But the story of this play is, oh, my gosh, James Cook's speed running completely away from San Francisco's defense, who had angles on them. They did whatever they wanted offensively. And then Josh Allen to Mac Hollins just gives him a chance. Great throw, great catch on 3rd and goal, and Buffalo's offense is rolling.
That was in the final minute of the half. Buffalo up 21-3 at halftime. And then here's our nominee for Play of the Year, Mike Tirico.
Targets to Shakir, completed. This is behind Cooper, who brought it in. Pitched it back to Allen, who's going to go to the goal line.
That's Amari Cooper lateraling it to Josh Allen, who gets credit for a touchdown pass and a touchdown reception on the play. That one made it 28-3. It was 28-10 when Allen takes it in himself. So he would account in total for 4 touchdowns on the night. Here he was with Melissa after the game.
Yeah, I threw a bad ball. I was worried it was going to get tipped up in the air and picked, so I was just kind of chasing it. I made eye contact with Coop. He's a vet. Saw me. I put my hands out. He tossed it to me, and I had to make a play. Is that how they score it? I get a passing and a receiving?
You do.
That's pretty cool.
And Chris Collinsworth is very excited because he started you on his fantasy team.
I love that. So did I.
Perfect. Oh, good to hear it.
And I don't want to quibble. I'm not exactly sure why that's a receiving touchdown. He gets a lateral. I think it should be a rushing touchdown, but I get that's.
You really want to credit the quarterback? No.
Of course, the quarterback gets the credit. He should get 2 touchdowns on the play. I get that he threw it. Let's not dive into this. You just shouted out 3 letters over the highlight. What were they?
Yeah, MVP. You know, last week it was this 3-man race of Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley. I think because of the way that Lamar played and then the way that Josh Allen played and the amount of touchdowns he accounted for, it feels like really a 2-man race right now. And I would say Josh Allen right now, it's his MVP to lose.
Let me show you the odds right now. I can put up the MVP odds. Josh Allen does now lead the pack and is a substantial favorite to win MVP. Saquon Barkley, however, is now second. He has the second shortest odds at ESPN Bet to win MVP, as you see, followed by Goff and Lamar Jackson. We know that this this is basically a quarterback award. But right now, let's put the picks up. I asked everybody for their picks. Rex, we just saw Saquon. We just saw Josh Allen. Right now, you're going Josh Allen.
I'm going
MVP.
Josh Allen. I've been doing it all season. He should have won it last year. It shouldn't have even been close. But again, now finally people are his best player. And I've said it for years. And to me, that's who this guy is. This team doesn't win 5 games without this quarterback.
He would Saquon.
I got Saquon. Saquon has totally changed the Philadelphia Eagles. He really has. And I said in order for a running back to win this award, he will have to put up Herculean numbers. Well, guess what? He's on pace to put up Herculean numbers this year.
We could see a non-quarterback win the Heisman, right, in Travis Hunter.
No, that's done.
Okay, so let's say we will see that. Yeah. And we could see a non-quarterback win the MVP in Saquon Barkley. That would be quite the unique 1-2 punch. And we are just getting started on Get Up for this morning. Still to come, Ross. Now, he's not. That Steeler game, it didn't look so good. And then yesterday, the numbers look good. If you just look at his numbers yesterday, he had over 300 yards of total offense. He had 2 touchdowns, but it didn't look right. What did we see?
Lamar played poorly, and that's the second time in 3 weeks. Egregious misses. I thought some egregious misses. I thought he didn't see the field clearly and then tried to do too much. We've seen Lamar try to kind of go and make things happen down in the red zone. Justin Tucker missed kicks, but I think he hurt Justin Tucker by some of those sacks. This is an egregious miss. I mean, if he hits Likely here, this might be a touchdown, but that's a poor miss. The sprint out to Zay Flowers on 3rd down is wide open. That ball doesn't get tipped. It just looks like it. I thought he forced some throws, and so this is, I think Lamar in the last 3 weeks has played himself out of the lead of the MVP conversation. Again, egregious misses, forced throws. I think he was running around trying to do too much, and he was trying to win the game in one play, and that's what hurt their offense.
But you know what? Some of that has to do with how defenses play you. When you're playing against really good defenses and you're playing against a front like the Philadelphia Eagles and the coverage on the back end is tied together with the front, you know what happened? Guys get tight. They get tight. those throws that you routinely make, you're off on him because you're pressing, because the defense that you're going up against, you know in your mind that you're not going to be able to get, they're not going to allow a lot of those explosive plays that you've been accustomed to, because
you try to go win the game.
You got to go win the game. Offenses, I always say, like teams like Baltimore, so explosive. When you take away explosive plays and you make them drive 10, 11, 12-play drives, it tests their patience. And a lot of times, those type of teams, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. That's why you see Lamar Jackson missing plays and stuff like that, because they're not used to having long play drives.
Yeah, and I mean, I think part of this thing was, I think Baltimore was shocked that Philly stayed in those two high safeties. I think they were shocked by it. I bet you they practiced all week long with that safety coming down in that box to stop the run. And then what happened? You know, you're going to either get cover 1 or cover 3. When that happened, they never did any of it. So they were multiple in their coverage packets. That put a little, made Lamar make some decisions in there, and he wasn't comfortable.
Mind, yeah.
Absolutely.
For the advanced class, Rex talks an advanced class defense. What you're basically saying is what the Eagles were able to do, because their front was so dominant against the defensive line, was they didn't have to sacrifice anything on the back end.
Absolutely.
Right. So they're not selling out to stop the run. They're just doing it with their regular personnel. Now, there's one other thing that has to be said. And, Ronnie, if we could put the full screen up there, 820. I mean, Justin Tucker is one of the greatest kickers, if not the greatest, in the history of the NFL, and he's one of the most respected people, I think, in the sport, right? Everybody loves him and everybody respects him. But these numbers speak volumes.
Jeez.
The Ravens have lost 5 games this season. They've lost them by a total of 22 points. In those 5 losses, he has personally missed 22 points worth of kicks. And yesterday was a particularly bad day. It starts with the extra point that hits the thing. It just gets it off to a bad feeling. And then the 2 missed field goals. Look, we have no way of proving that this game plays out completely differently if he makes those kick wrecks. But the feeling of the air coming out of the balloon was palpable watching through the television.
No, absolutely. After the first missed field goal, you're like, oh, boy. And it does deflate you, because you count on that. For years, this team has counted on that. It was money. But guess what? It ain't now. And I'll be honest, Greeny, look, this guy, I don't disagree. He's a Hall of Fame kicker. But quite honestly, I'm more surprised when he makes it than he misses right now. And that's like, this guy's missed 10 kicks.
Yeah.
10 kicks.
We saw John Harbaugh go over to him during the game, you know, give him a hug, which is the right thing to do. And Harbaugh's a great coach. But do they have to consider, I mean, they're going to make the playoffs.
Of course they have to.
They have to consider something different, right?
Yeah, of course they have to. I mean, you have to do right by your football team. They know that they're a Super Bowl caliber football team. And so I think the biggest thing, Harbaugh's track record of obviously special teams, but also leadership, I think the conversation with Justin Tucker is the most important part. Where is he? Does he feel defeated? Where's his confidence? Does he think it's an easy fix? I know, you know, like this is just Shanks, right? So you're just trying to figure out, does Justin think, no, it's my steps or it's my alignment or whatnot? If you think, if you're Harbaugh, that Tucker can handle this mentally, I don't think you move on from him.
See, I think the problem is he's overthinking everything. And we can sit back and they can like, look, that snap was off, it was high, it was inside, the timing of the operation was poor. Make any excuse you want. Kick the damn ball. That's your job. And I'm sorry, I think he's overthinking everything right now. That's why he's pulling the ball. He's
obviously
missing it right.
Yeah.
He's not the same guy. Mentally, he's not the same guy.
The biggest thing, it affects everything. When you have a kicker that has no confidence, now offensively, it's just like we got to go for it now, because you can't put yourself in a position where you're missing field goals.